Here we are in our days of awe, and it's beautiful. And one of the things we've been doing at Jews on Ohlone Land is exploring what does it mean for us as Jewish people living in diaspora here on this land to be practicing our sacred rituals, our Havdalahs and our Shabbats and our festivals and our holidays, and carrying the teachings and the practices and the spirituality and all the good stuff that we have as Jews, right? And what does it mean for us to do that here, particularly in this place? And where we are now is Ohlone Land. This is unceded and stolen and still very sacred Ohlone Land. And where we are right now is the West Berkeley Shellmound. This is the oldest and first place of human life in the Bay Area. So this place is very, very sacred and very important to Ohlone people and to the whole region and to the whole Bay Area. This Shellmound was originally like 35 feet tall. And about 100 years ago, they leveled the Shellmound flat so that they could develop all of this, right? And they put in the landfill and they started this rapid transformation of this landscape. This 2.2 acre parking lot across the street from us is the last place of the open Shellmound area that hasn't been built on. It was already leveled to the ground, which is already a huge act of desecration, right? And they removed cultural artifacts and remains and ancestors and totally destroyed and disrespected the mound. But they leveled it and then they capped it as a parking lot. And for the last 100 years, it's been kind of preserved in that state as a parking lot. It was owned by the Spinger family, and now it's owned by a private development corporation who is really interested in making as much money out of this piece of property as possible. And so about 6 years ago, they had a plan to put in, a 6-story condo with a Starbucks on the corner and an underground parking lot, right? Like all of these other buildings that have popped up in this neighborhood. And the Ohlone people were very clear that this last open piece of the Shellmound village site and sacred site cannot be developed. And we, as human beings and as Jews and as people who live on this land and who believe in justice and liberation and the sacred and protecting the sacred, we agree that this land cannot be developed in that way. Am I right? And a big coalition of community folks have been organizing the last 6 years to stop this development from happening, to stop the supremacy of private property, right? And the colonial construct that this land is bound by currently in our society. And Karina has been inviting us to see what this place really truly is, the sacredness of this place. And she invites everyone to come and bring our prayers to this sacred site. So as Jews on Ohlone Land, we've been doing Havdalahs here, and we've been coming for Tashlich to bring our prayers and our light and our love and our traditions, and to weave those into this amazing sacred land and to participate and support the Ohlone-led movement to protect this sacred site.
Tekiah. Shivarim Trua. Tekiah Gedolah.